forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This block is called Loop the Loop. It's 12-inch finished. And here is a picture of the diagram. Here are 4 blocks set block to block in different colorings. And this is a 2 different coloring quilt, just a sample layout. It sort of looks like a woven piece. Now let's look at the patches and the fabric requirements. If you want to use your 2.5-inch strips or your leftover strips for patches A, B, and C, this chart shows you the length of the strip you need for each of the fabrics. So for this one, the main fabric, which is the frame around it, you'll need about 32 inches. That's a little bit more than you actually need, and then you cut these pieces. And these are the A, B, and C patches. And for the other 2, the light and the medium accent fabrics, you'll need about 15 inches of both of those, and you'll cut your A, B, and C patches like this. So that's if you just want to use up some strips you have. Patch A is a 2-inch by 4-inch finished rectangle. We cut 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches. You need 4 patches of the main fabric and 1 patch each of the 2 accent fabrics. Here is the AccuQuilt dies that will cut this shape. Patch B is a 2-inch by 6-inch finished rectangle. We cut 6.5 inches by 2.5 inches. You need 1 patch of each of the accent fabrics and 2 patches of the main fabric. There is no AccuQuilt die that will cut this size. Patch C is a 2-inch finished square. We cut 2.5-inch squares. You'll need 2 patches of the main fabric and 2 patches of the background, and 1 patch each of the light and dark accent fabrics. And patch D is a 4-inch finished square. We cut 4.5-inch squares, and we need 2 patches of the background fabric. And here are the AccuQuilt dies that will cut patches C and D. Here are the fabrics I've chosen. This is patch A, patch B, C, and D. The instructions are on page 2, and there's a lot of steps, but they're just really easy steps. We're going to basically make 2 finished squares that are units, and this is one of the squares and this is the other square. For step 1, we'll take the C patches. We'll take the 2 background patches and the dark frame patch. We'll just sew 2 together like this. Sew these together, press the seams open. Step 2, we take an A patch and sew it like this. Press the seams open. Step 3, we take the 2 accent fabric A patches, stitch them like this. All I'm doing is following the diagrams on the steps. Press your seams open. Now for step 4, we take the 2 accent B patches and sew them like this. Press the seams open. Now we have the first 2 pieced square units ready. Let's put these to the side and we'll piece the second set. We're on step 5. Take the large D patches and the remaining C patches and stitch and flip these corners. We'll just place an accent square in any corner of the large square, and we'll do the stitch and flip or the folded corner clipper method. If you're not familiar with these methods, stay tuned for a short tutorial that shows you how. On the back of the accent fabrics, you're going to draw a diagonal line. Place this right sides together on the background, but if you can see, I've got my stitching just to the right side of that line. And this area here, the outside corner, we're going to cut off. You can use scissors or you can use your rotary cutter, and you're going to cut off this little right corner. And then you're going to flip it up like this and press it just like this. Because you stitched just to the right side of that line, you have a nice even edge on these 2 sides, and that's what you want. Our next unit is the snowball, And we place our square in the corner, and we line up our 3 points on the ruler, the top, the side, and then this side here, and cut. Here we've done our stitch and flip for the corner. Now step 6, we take an A patch and sew it like this. Press the seams open. For step 7, we take the B patch and we sew it like this and like this. Press the seams open. And we have our second set of pieced squares ready. Step 8, we just refer to the diagram and put the blocks together. So this will go like this, and this, and let's see, this, and this. Well, here's our loop the loop. Sew these two together and these two, press the seams, then sew the 2 rows together. The block is finished, but before I show you everything, I was thinking as I was doing this that this is a great quilt to make from your jelly roll pieces or jelly roll package, or even leftover jelly roll strips, because it's mostly 2.5-inch strips. So I did some calculations here, and this is all my scratch work, so it'll be all prettied up for you when you download this. But if you want to make a 60 by 84 quilt, that would be 5 blocks across and 7 blocks down for a total of 35 blocks. And for the main fabric, you'll need 35 strips and of 2.5-inch strips. And then for the accent fabric strips, you'll need 18 strips, so about half, because you can cut both of the accent fabrics, these here, from 1 strip. So you need 15 inches of this one and 15 inches of that one. And you can just cut 2 sets from each strip and then mix them all up when you make your quilt. Then I have the binding here. You need about 3/4 of a yard. And the background, you'll need 1.5 yards of the background fabric. So I'll write these all out in a little chart for you if you want to make this quilt. Here's the back. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.